welcome everybody for joining us in the politics Discord. I am one of your hosts, Sushi, and Honest Ape, aka Quaid. This is the Street Epistemology live call-in show where we talk to people about their beliefs, their reasons for their beliefs, and then whether or not they think those reasons are good reasons to come to conclusions. It's a polite conversation style where we don't argue, and we don't yell, and we don't debate. So Quaid, what can you tell us about Street Epistemology and how it's affected your life?
I think it's just made my conversations overall more effective. At the very least, another strategy you can use. If you like debate, if you like argumentation, but the person that you're talking to doesn't necessarily like styles. They like press. They don't like feeling like they're on the hot seat. Some people can handle that. Some people they don't like those conversations. What Street Epistemology allows you to do is it sets up the expectation that the burden of understanding is on you. So you want to make sure you actually understand what the other person believes exactly, how they got to that conclusion, what they're using to build their knowledge, and then you can start to think about, is this a reliable way to explore that with them? That's the idea behind this. To make it collaborative effort.
Yeah, you touched on a core component there, right? We take on the burden of understanding. So we reflect back to you. We use active listening to make sure that you're understood and you're heard. Because it's all too often that we have these conversations where we're arguing and yelling at people, and it's not a productive conversation. Cool. So I think we have our first caller. If one of our stage hands wants to go ahead and send them up.
Hey, Chase.
Hey.
Hey, what's happening?
Life, man. It's delightful. How about yourself?
Doing good. Let me know if my audio sounds all right and all that, but
loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm a big fan of Street Epistemology. The Discord channel is really cool. Street Epistemology on Discord. And Honest, our hosts up here, Sushi and Honest Ape, they both have a YouTube channel of their own too. So maybe somebody plug that in the chat. But yeah, Street Epistemology is cool. I like debates also. But they can work in their own camps, I think.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Certainly. There is times that and it can just be fun, right? Sometimes we just want to yell. But this is a far more productive way to have a conversation. It's much calmer, collective, and polite. So what is your belief that you want to talk about, Chase?
Well, I don't know exactly how to phrase this into one sentence claim, but something about gun control or gun reform, like we need a lot more of it. Maybe even to the point where we need to ban guns. I don't know how that would work, or if that would be, just too much struggle, So, but as far as getting rid of certain types of guns or putting more, background checks and all kinds of stuff like this. So I don't know if from what I've said so far, if you can glean a claim out of that.
That sounds good enough for me. I am wondering when you I'm assuming that you mean like everywhere, all places in the world, or see this. You see some places we might not do that. Places might do this.
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. Like generally speaking, it would seem that the less guns worldwide, the better. From my perspective, based on the statistics that I've been seeing, but most of the stats I've been seeing are about the United States.
Gotcha. Do you want to just focus on the United States, or make a claim about the world?
I'd rather focus on the U.S.
Okay, gotcha. The U.S. Okay, Chase. I know that you're very familiar with how confident that this is true.
Well, what is the claim exactly? What are we doing?
The U.S. more gun control is what I wrote down.
No, let's keep that there and call it 97% confidence out of 100. So very confident, but I could learn something that'll take me one way or the other, I think.
Gotcha. And what would you say your main reason for believing this is?
Yeah, so I'd say, from the bit of, I'm not an expert in this field, but from the amount of research I have done, it looks like, there's just more, where there are more guns, there are more gun deaths, both suicides, homicides, and also unintentional deaths, from accidental or negligent discharges. Or and also I think if there's more guns, there's more, not necessarily like injuries or death, but prevalence of gun crimes like armed robberies and things like that. And so if we have a society that is just flooded with guns and it's so easy to get one, and they're high capacity, it just leads to more suffering and death, and I'm trying to avoid that.
So is the reasoning here then that if there is something that whenever we have there are more deaths because of that thing, there are more injuries, there's more crime, then we should have more control over whatever that thing is.
Or because it affects. Yeah, because it affects us all, like it's scary to go out in public, because of all the mass shootings, or just random, assaults, or, what would normally be a street fight if, the people are armed, now becomes a gun battle because it's like, oh, I don't want him to get my gun in this scuffle and use my own gun on me or something, so I better pull my gun first. And now all of a sudden, things have escalated.
Gotcha. Yeah. So and I know you've heard this before, but I'm just going to hit because I don't ever think I've heard your unique response to this. But some people might say, well, usually where there's more people, generally speaking, there's more deaths, more injuries, and more crime, just because of people. So does this mean that we should have more control over people or more restrictions around people?
Oh, just in general on like public gatherings?
Public gatherings, or I guess just what people can do. Again, the idea is that if the reasoning is where we have more of something, there's more deaths, more injuries, and more crimes, and we should have more control around those things. Humans might insert it in the blank there, and then I'm interested in response to that.
Sure, that's interesting. So I guess like there'd be like a cost benefit analysis though, like public like I can see a benefit of, like, even though with the analogy you presented, like in both cases of guns being present in a society or just more people in a large public gathering being a problem for society, because both of those can cause harm. The benefits, though, I think, of having public gatherings might outweigh the negatives of having public gatherings, whereas the benefits of having guns might not outweigh the negative effects of having guns.
Okay. Got you. That makes sense. So the idea is the benefits of allowing large people to be in an area, more benefits there than there are the benefits of guns. Is that it essentially?
I think so, yeah, and part of that would just be, big public gatherings. It can be a time for us all to come together, to celebrate, or to be entertained with a concert, or to, I'm an activist for human rights and animal rights, and so I'm big on, like we gotta, get the movement strong, and the more numbers the better, and let's fill up the streets and change the world for the better and all that. So, I don't want to impede on people's free assembly rights either,
Got you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't hear an echo at all. But
I don't hear one either. Okay, well, one thing I just did right there was I changed my speakers right now, so that might help.
Oh wait.
Okay. Well, I did something on my end, and Honest Ape did something on his end, so hopefully it's working good now. Let's do another audio check, see if things are going good. Interrupt us again if you need to. How's that sound? Well, to be fair, I haven't thought about that comparison before, so I'm just kind of spitballing as far as, public gatherings. But as far as guns, I'll post in the chat here a Google document that I made called Gun Violence Facts. And it just has, statistics and scientific studies and things like this about, how like having a gun in the home is more likely to be used not in self-defense from a home invader, but is more likely to be used in a domestic violence situation where you lose your cool and shoot your loved one, or vice versa, or suicide, or kids getting a hold of the gun, or accidental discharges and things like this. And
so it seems like you list things you imagine more could go wrong with it.
The benefits of having guns, as far as, I mean, yeah, you can protect yourself better if you have a gun. Like that's true. So there is that to factor in, and we live in a society where there's already a whole bunch of guns. So maybe we need to permit people to have guns of whatever capacity, so as to be able to properly defend themselves, But again, I'm doing that cost benefit analysis, and I think there's things we could do, like do a gun buyback program where the government would pay you to turn in your gun, and then we melt that sucker and build bridges with it and whatnot, but that wouldn't be a full ban, but it might help get a bunch of guns off the streets and out of homes.
Okay. You're kind of seeing some potential solutions that doesn't necessarily require a nationwide full gun ban. Is that correct?
Yeah, like I said, there could be more background checks, making it really harder to get, background checks on ammunition as well. But I really don't think a lot of that is enough, like there's so many guns on the streets that we got to get them out, and stop making so many more, and it would take like maybe generations to really, fix this problem and stuff. But, I look at other countries like Australia in the 90s had a mass shooting, and they banned guns pretty much, like straight up. And since then they haven't really had any mass shootings and stuff. And they're have lower rates of gun crime because they don't have any guns over there really. And I don't think people should have guns for hunting, because I'm against hunting, because I'm an animal rights activist as well, so like, so
you mentioned hunting, self-defense. These might be some reasons. I wonder, you ever think about, or are you curious about the potential of people not to just defend themselves from other civilians, but systems or governments or organizations?
It's a good question, but like I think even a fully armed population is nothing compared to a fully armed military. Like if our government wanted to take us out, they've got drones and bombs and tanks and helicopters and everything, and they could just take away all of our internet and cut off the food supply. I mean, like, us with our assault rifles aren't going to be able to do much.
Okay. So there seems to be a bit of a different reason there. So let me know if I'm wrong on this. But if having something won't fully protect us from, let's say, the tyranny of organizations or governments, should have that thing, or something like that.
If the costs are so high that we're killing each other in the process, while we wait for the government to maybe attack us, in which case we wouldn't be able to do anything anyways. I mean, we to some degree could, but I think people overplay our ability.
So risk benefit analysis against sounds like what we got to. Okay, just one other thing from me, and then you can jump in here and ask a question. I know that I gave people as an example of something that there may be a lot of them. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should have more restrictions around people, or maybe you should. Is there anything else that we kind of collaboratively think of where we understand that a lot of that thing can lead to death, injury, and crime, but we wouldn't necessarily say that means there should be more restrictions around?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like maybe the drug war. Even with hard substances, one part of me is wanting to say, I'm not advising people to do those hard drugs, but if they are doing them, maybe they should have the right to do them. Yeah, maybe they should have the legal right to do them, so long as they're not hurting anybody else. But if by doing a certain hard substance and building up a dependency drastically increases the likelihood of you kind of wrecking your life and ending up in a spot where you're going to rob people to get your drug fix, then it's like, well, maybe we got to, make it harder for people to find that substance instead of letting it be available at Walmart like we have with alcohol. But maybe having alcohol at Walmart is a bad idea too. You know what I'm saying?
Audio problem, so I haven't been 100% focused. I'm sorry. But I'd say thank you, Chase. I appreciate you coming up here. It's always nice chatting with you. Anyway, what go ahead.
So I started at a 97%, and I'm still probably at a 97%, but that might change in coming days as I reflect more. And I'm, still learning about the issue. If anybody in the audience has any, information like stats or anything about gun violence, let me know, send it to me in the chat or whatever. Again, I'm going to post that document that I made about gun violence facts, because I think it's a really helpful resource.
That would be interesting. If somebody could even read the opposite, I'd be interested to hear what they would have to say. I don't know if I could resist challenges.
And that's what's cool about street epistemology is the next person who comes up on stage could make the opposite claim that we should have less gun control. As opposed to we should have more gun control. So your claims can be things like God exists or God doesn't exist, or whatever. It's a really cool method.
Yep. Thanks, Chase. I appreciate you coming on. And I want to talk to you more about that in the future. See you around.
All right.
And then I think next we're going to have up Joey J. Is that the next person?
Yeah, before we bring the next up, I just want to let people know what's going on here. We're doing Street Epistemology, which is a conversation method where we talk to you about your beliefs, ask you your reasons for your belief, and how you know that those are good reasons to come to those conclusions. We politely challenge those reasons to get you to reflect on the quality of those reasons and whether or not that is a good reason to hold to come to that conclusion. If you guys have a belief and you'd like to have it explored, go ahead and message in chat, and one of the people that have SE at their name or Street Epistemology will chat with you and get your claim. You guys can find out more about Street Epistemology by going to streetepistemology.com, and that'll explain everything. And you could go to Navigating Beliefs to actually learn how to do the particular method.
That would be navigating beliefs.com can take you from beginning to end of where we're at so far with it, to learn how to do Street Epistemology if that appeals at all. And there is also the Discord server to have conversations outside of this live show with people that are great people and will show you respect and like try to understand you, but again still try to challenge you, then check out the Street Epistemology Discord. And then so I think all right.
Hello.
Hey, Georgie, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well.
Thank you.
So I heard you got a really interesting claim for us for belief. Would you want to share it?
Yeah, I just think that God's not even by any denomination. The concept.
Joey, just really quick. There's anything that you could do to maybe fix that, but so I had some trouble hearing the claim. Maybe try it again and we'll see if it works.
Hear me?
It is still cutting in and out.
Oh no, that's weird. I don't know. I was having a problem earlier. I don't know. I'm on my phone right now. I don't know exactly how to tweak the settings.
Maybe just get closer to your phone. That could be one. It sounds pretty close, but maybe you have to hit a certain audible level before it get all up.
Possibly.
Yeah. That sounds better already.
All right. My claim is that I think that God is a good thing to know. A good, not necessarily a person, but a concept to know.
Gotcha. Good concept to know.
Yeah, it's a good thing to get into.
Gotcha. Okay. And I am just initially interested in this along with believing existence of God itself, or you just think people should understand the concept of God.
Regardless of any actual truth. But that was my original way that I asked it, but then they put it down. So, I didn't know if, you'd actually want to have the truth claims involved, since this is an epistemology show. But that is my entire fight. All of any actual truth claim. I think that God's still a good person to get to.
Okay. Yeah. Either one is fine. Maybe we can just go with this claim, and if we bring in the other claim, we do it. Does that sound okay? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Well, religion provides structure. It gives you almost a friend. It teaches you less. It gives you a way to live.
Everybody. I'm still getting an echo. That is interesting.
Oh no!
Sorry, bear with me here.
Well,
mute. Does that solve the problem?
A type of friend, but it could be friends. It could be friends if you're polytheistic, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Sorry guys for all of the echo. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it gives you meaning.
Maybe we'll come back on then.
It's a lot easier to fill the system model